welcome to Charts and Hearts. I'm Sarah, and she's Lindsay.
And together we're working our way through an epic list of rom-coms in order to find and categorize tropes in the hopes of creating the nerdiest spreadsheet podcasts I've ever seen.
And today we're doing Mamma Mia as part of our Jukebox musical month.
Sure, it's part of our Mamma Mia month.
Basically, it's Mamma Mia month, and then we're like, well, we can call it Jukebox musicals, and then we could do multiple. If there's more Jukebox musical rom-coms, we could do them also. But yes, Mamma Mia is like the perfect summer movie for me.
I love it so much.
Yep. So yeah, we're doing the first Mamma Mia, and then we'll be back in a couple weeks with Mamma Mia 2. Here we go again.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it'll be good. Yeah, so you could save this, do a double header like while you're at the beach. Or like a double header of us. I don't know if we're that interesting, but you know, you never know.
I don't know. But if you're at the beach right now, put sunscreen on.
Indeed. And hydrate.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Mamma Mia. Oh, my question for you. Have you seen the show? Yes.
Yes, we went.
We saw it together. Yeah, and I'd seen it before that as well.
So I saw it after we saw the movie.
Okay, and I've seen it before and after. Yeah. Yeah, because I saw it like probably the first time it came to Vancouver or the second time it came to Vancouver, somewhere in there. A very long time ago. Yeah.
Super fun.
So
different,
fun.
But
different, but I did really appreciate they pulled in a lot of the like stereotypical choreo bits, especially from the show into this. Like we'll talk about it more maybe, but like the guys at the bachelor party dancing with the their like snorkeling gear on, and some of the like dancing queen moves are like from the show. So that was really good.
Yeah, so I started to write notes, and then I was like, no, don't write these notes. This plot is insane and is full of plot holes, but I don't care.
No, the plot is completely ridiculous. Like the Sky, the love interest, the future husband is, or the not future husband, whatever, is a cardboard cutout of a human being.
Yep.
Although played by teeny tiny Dominic Cooper.
I know, so you don't notice.
Yeah, so he's very good. But he maybe fixed his teeth or something, or just hadn't finished going through puberty when he did this or something. He looks like barely recognizable. I don't know. Yep. And then Meryl Streep is fantastic, but
oh my god, Christine Baranski and Julie Walters are also absolutely incredible.
I know. Can I be Julie Walters when I grow up, please? Please.
I know.
She's so great.
She's so great.
Yeah, and also Amanda Seyfried is very good at this.
Yeah, she's way better than I think I gave her credit for, because she was just there always. Although when you think about it, like all the songs I listen to, like a lot of them are hers. So like she's also got a good voice.
Yeah, no, she can totally sing. The dads are mostly awesome.
2 out of 3 are amazing.
And Pierce Brosnan has his moments, just not when he's singing.
Or when he's being a mansplaining, douchey mansplaining.
Yeah, he's also like the worst character of the 3 of them.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep.
I did a lot of dishes when he just left the room.
Indeed.
When he was on screen.
I was drinking wine while watching this, obviously, and then Lindsay was out of town, so when Pierce Brosnan was singing, I just would take videos and send them to her.
No, she was very mean.
So mean. I mean, you knew what it was from the thumbnail.
I knew what it was.
Yep. But also, somehow, when he wears like a button-up and jeans, you're like,
I know. Like,
Pierce Brosnan
he still
Pierce Brosnan.
looks like Pierce Brosnan.
Yeah. Yep. And, like, I believe the sort of rekindling romance between him and Meryl Streep also. So I guess, not to jump right into tropes, but that is one of the tropes in this, is that it's like it's like a multiple generation romance storyline. So it's like the mother and the daughter are both having romance.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And also the aunts. Well, Christine Baranski. Yeah, no, Christine Baranski is having a fling, or not having a fling, depending on who you ask. And Julie Walters is getting together with Stellan Skarsgård. So
yeah,
all good. And I guess and Colin Firth meets a boy. Do I have anything else? Oh, the other thing that I really like that I think is overlooked because of the glitz and glamour in the show, but also the mother-daughter relationship is really sweet. And like there is so much drama, and the drama is kind of plot holy, but also she's 20. Like,
yeah.
she's 20 years old and rebelling against her mom, but her mom, like, isn't really a person who's easy to rebel against because she's very supportive. So
yeah. I think a lot of it is that, like, I'm definitely frustrated by her choices.
Yeah.
Which are, like, it's the plot, so whatever. But
yeah.
And then, like, when she's asked to back them up, she acts like a 20-year-old, because of course she does. She's a 20-year-old. She's acting on impulse, which is fine.
Yeah. And then the scene when at the very end, or like just before she gets married, when she asks her mom finally, like, the obvious choice to walk her down the aisle rather than these guys that she's known for like a day and a half.
And also just giving people away is patriarchal bullshit and
Indeed. I prefer the term, like, walk down the aisle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because then it's like they're keeping you company while you walk down the aisle, not like giving you to a man.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, should we just talk about tropes and then also the things that we really love? Because basically that's really all this movie is just tropes and us gushing.
Yeah. I agree. So the protagonist who claims that she is done with love and romance, and then of course falls in love.
Yes, Meryl Streep.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Oh, surprise wedding at the end. Even though, like, the whole movie is about leading up to a wedding.
Yeah, but
there's
it's
a surprise
not that
wedding because it's not the expected wedding at the end. Haha! It's like such a good twist.
I do like that part when, like, I think that's the part I like Pierce Brosnan the most, when he's like, why not? And then everybody's like egging him on, and that part he's okay with the singing, maybe because it's low and campy.
Yeah, when he's not trying hard, it's better. Yeah. Yep.
Okay, gay character reveal at the end.
Oh yeah. So you sort of like Colin Firth's character Harry is coded gay kind of the whole time, and then he comes out at the end.
And now we just talk about how much we love Colin Firth and how proud of himself he is.
I know, this is like one of his favorite movies he's ever done, and I think part of why he's like outstanding in this and Pierce Brosnan is cringy is because Pierce Brosnan is trying to be very good and Colin Firth is trying to be ridiculous.
Yes.
And so Colin Firth succeeds in being ridiculous. His physical comedy is outstanding.
It's so good.
And like he also doesn't have any of the heavy lifting, like, emotional
he doesn't
or singing.
He doesn't have big songs. He doesn't have any of the emotional, but he also, like, he plays the guitar when he actually did play the guitar. Colin Firth was in a band at some point. And he's just like, I'm just gonna let myself be in this movie, as opposed to Pierce Brosnan, who was like, I'm gonna be in a movie with Meryl Streep, and it's very serious.
Yeah, it's not that serious, Pierce Brosnan.
No. Yeah.
Okay.
And then there's Stellan, who's just like, whatever.
Yeah.
Are we making a movie? Sure,
I guess we're making a movie. Sure. He feels the most like his character.
Yeah.
Who's just like, yeah, of course I've got a giant sailboat.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. My other favorite thing that I like about this, and is also a trope, is like the spectacular scenery. It really like enhances a lot of the scenes, like especially the big dramatic scenes. So like Winner Takes It All with Meryl Streep, and when she's like upset and singing at Pierce Brosnan mostly, and like the lyrics are like, it makes zero sense to the plot, but like the emotion that she puts in because she's Meryl Streep, and then with the scenery, and they're like going up this lit rocky path, and it, it's so beautiful, and so like it fits in better. Yeah.
Also, she did that in one take.
Oh my god!
Like this, like the audio recording of it.
Yes,
because she's Meryl Streep.
Exactly.
And
exactly. Do you have a favorite song or a number?
No, I can never pick.
I know.
It's too hard.
I tried. I
every
track. Which was my favorite, and then they were all my favorite.
Every time one comes on, I'm like, I love this one so much, until the obvious ones where I go hide in the kitchen.
But I do really love. I still love SOS because it's such a good song to sing.
I know. He's ruined it for me. I don't think I'll ever be able to listen to it. It's just.
Because I don't listen to it. I put it on in the car and I sing at the top of my lungs, and then I only hear myself and not Pierce Brosnan.
No, I can just picture him like leaning up against a wall dramatically, and I'm just like,
yeah, no, fair enough. But I still do it because I just embrace the campiness of it, and
that's fair.
It's hilarious. Okay. Oh, okay. So we talked about the surprise wedding at the end, and then also at the end is I think the part that I was the most disappointed about in the movie, having seen it live before I'd seen the movie, and that is the all is said and done when Sam does his wedding toast, because it's so beautiful when it's somebody who can actually sing, and when it's Pierce Brosnan, it's just fine. It's not his worst number, but it's flat. Like it doesn't add anything. Whereas in the show, I remember it being really good.
Yeah, like I don't even think about it as a song. Like when it happened, I was like, oh yeah, it's there, and they make that awkward sex innuendo, not innuendo, sex mention, and you're just like, meh.
Yeah, exactly.
Move on. Also because you know what's next, and you're like, let's get to the good stuff.
Yeah. Speaking of, so yeah, they obviously, another trope is the amazing, very extended end credits with 2 musical numbers.
Meryl Streep is so drunk.
I know. Or she just plays drunk really well, I think.
Do you want another one?
And also like the perfect sort of like homage to the live show, because the like sing along at the end when they get everybody up singing Dancing Queen is just like one of the best parts of a very good show. So yeah. So good job in paying homage to the thing. Oh, and I forgot a trope because it was on the next page and I didn't scroll down enough. But yeah, so much. The entire plot of this movie is in 2 days.
Oh yeah,
they arrived the day before the movie, like
the wedding.
Or so yeah, they arrived the day before the wedding, and then it finishes on the night of the wedding.
Yep. Yeah,
and it's just like, oh my god, so many things happen.
Yeah, at least no one's falling in love for the first time, but
that's
still,
true. That's true. That would be ridiculous.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. And actually, I think my favorite song in the movie might be "Does Your Mama Know That You're Out?" Because Christine Baranski is incredible, and I want to be her. True. Or just go to a beach with a cocktail while men do dancing around me. Yeah.
I
would be fine with that.
That's the one that I would like to be in that dance number the most, or like in that number the most.
Yeah, and she's so amazing, and she's just like, I'm gonna dance, and I'm gonna be amazing, and I'm gonna let these 20-year-old men fling me in the air.
Indeed, like why not? That sounds like
why not?
So great. Yes, but yes, basically, having a cocktail while men do choreographed dances while I'm on a beach is basically goals.
That sounds great.
Sign me up, please. Do you have any other tropes or any other observations that we missed?
I don't think so, because all the things I want to do is dive into how crazy banana nuts this plot is.
I know, but like we all know the plot is crazy banana pants, and it's
there is a lot of white people in this movie.
Yep. Oh yeah, that's the other thing that is like really noticeable is like the Greek, like it's meant to be the Greek chorus, but it's really like the Greek laborers and the Greek village people who are like, they're the ones putting on this crazy massive feast
they're doing all the work,
living their drama,
dancing around in drama. It's a little because the trivia was all like, they're the Greek chorus and they're accurately representing blah blah blah, and I'm like, it feels a little,
in terms of them singing and being the backup singers, great representation of like a Greek dramatic
of a Greek drama from like ancient Greece drama-ness. But from the way that they're acting and dressed and being the servants to these white people, it's very, these is what Greek people are, and like stereotypical, and they're here to serve us and be like, oh, you crazy white people.
It's very much the locals versus the expats situation. Like the locals have are the main characters and have the storyline, and then everybody else is running around busting their butts to make it happen.
And there's not really any interactions with them except for like, why aren't you working, and do your work, and and it's and then aside from Dominic Cooper's friend, there's no like, he's black, there's no other people of color.
There's the bartender guy that Christine Baranski
that guy
and it's
that's
pretty
it.
white.
It's really white, and then like with like it's really white, and then they're also like this to the Greeks, and I'm like, I feel bushy.
Well, this leads us into our Bechdel discussion also, because the other thing is like, Sophie has friends, but they're really just there to be her backup dancers. Like they have no personality. I don't think they get names.
Do they even have names?
I don't think so. They're just backup singers.
They're just there for her to tell her to exposition to, which happens to be in a song. But so like, I feel like this is like yes, it passes Bechdel test because they talk about the hotel and how she has no money, or she does have money, or whatever, like that.
And I don't know, like, does Sophie talking about wanting to meet her dad, I guess because it's about her dad, pass the Bechdel test, but like Sophie wanting to meet her dad is just that, like, you know, late teens, early 20s yearning to like know yourself better. So once she finally figures that out, that sort of journey for her, once she realizes it's not actually about her dad, becomes like a Bechdel pass, and like getting her mom to walk her down the aisle, etc.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, like, because it's more about finding herself, not about man, because it's supposed to be about falling in love technically, but also so it's one of those things of like, and then I wrote this here of like, is voulez-vous, like her, like her telling her backup singer friends about her finding out her mom had sex with 3 different men, but like, but like with the purpose to be like, I don't know who my father is that past the Bechdel test?
But also, I don't know who my father is, and also I learned so much about my mom.
Exactly.
My mom's so this is why the Bechdel test is complicated. Like, it's not a black and white thing. So it does pass, like, technically, and then also it passes in like these other things where it's like, she learns about her mom, she learns about her mom's like wild summer of having like relations with 3 men, but
and I think, and it's also like there's lots of women in this movie, and Meryl Streep is doing it for herself, and you know,
absolutely, and also that I think it was like the original, I mean, so it's obviously based on ABBA songs, and it's also based on like some play or movie from like the 50s slightly, or 60s. So it was written by a British playwright, Catherine Johnson, who like when she wrote it was completely broke, and now she's like independently wealthy because she wrote the play, or like she wrote the book for it. And then obviously did the screenplay for the movie. She didn't do the screenplay for the second one, but she wrote the story for the second one.
That's cool.
So, you know, killing it on both sides in terms of independent women, and like amazing. All right, let's make a Swedish pie.
Sure.
Okay.
Swedish Greek pie.
Swedish Greek pie. Yes. ABBA songs.
100%.
Basically, it could be 100%, or it could be what, like 40%?
Yeah, 40's good because we got a lot of stuff.
Yeah, we got a lot of other items for the pie, so we'll call it 40% ABBA songs. Sequins and spandex. Don't forget the sequins and spandex, and also like tassels and such.
Maybe 10.
Yeah, let's go with 10.
Because like, there's obviously the scene in the movie which I love.
Yes.
And then the end eclipses everything because the end is the best, and then you get to see Colin Firth in a disco suit, and your life is complete.
It's the best thing you've ever seen. But in terms of like actually in the storyline, there's only that one scene where the Donna and the Dynamos wear their old disco outfits,
which are pretty awesome.
Okay, dads.
Oh God, there's so much dad in this.
There's so much dads, but I also want to give it 3% because there's 3 dads.
I know.
13? Maybe just 13 or just 10?
Yeah, just 10. 13 doesn't really make sense.
10 dads. 10% dads. There's so much stuff about dads, and then the dads are, you know, take up a lot of real estate in the movie, obviously, and then the whole thing about like finding dads, and then it wasn't all about the dads anyways, it was about the mom and the daughter. Grease being gorgeous and like an extra character in the movie, and makes me want to go.
Also 10.
10% Grease. And then we've got swooning over how amazing Meryl Streep is.
15.
I was gonna say 20.
Okay, let's say 20. I just feel like we should give the last one more, but Meryl also deserves more. And that leaves us with 10% of hiding in your kitchen when Pierce Brosnan is singing. Like I feel okay about it. I would give Meryl more, but I don't know what to take it away from for Meryl. No, I agree. And we already gave her a huge chunk of the Devil Wears Prada pie.
That is true.
Give her huge chunks of everything that she's in.
And it's not our last Meryl because we're doing another. She's in the next one.
Oh yeah, well, only a little bit.
Yeah, I know,
but still,
she's very good in the
enough.
Next one.
Enough to be amazing.
Indeed,
that's who she is.
Indeed. Well, that's a crunchy because of the sequins pie. Lindsay, we've already kind of spoiled about what's next for us.
No, what's next for them? What's next for them?
What's next for them? I mean, okay, I'm gonna pretend that I haven't seen the sequel, or try to pretend I haven't seen the sequel. So, yeah, Sophie and Sky. Do you think Sophie and Sky will like travel the world and eventually stay together, get married, etc.?
Yeah, without thinking about the sequel, I would say they do some traveling and then they split up because they're 20.
Yeah.
And she's never been away from her mom.
Yeah.
As far as we know, although she's got friends, I don't really know where they came from. I think she would have gone to like
boarding school or something.
Yeah, maybe. So maybe she's been away from her mom, but she's just like, she's 20. She's very young, doesn't know what she wants. She just went through this huge thing, and her mom got married, and then she left right away, like the same night, which seems weird because they also weren't planning on leaving. So.
Yeah, and she didn't really like get to know
her dads.
And so I feel like she will go traveling with Sky. They might like hit some drama, and then she'll come back to the island to get to know her stepdad and maybe like travel around and visit the other guys, and probably not stay together with Sky.
I feel like her traveling to see her other parent, like her multiple dads, would be more important to her now.
What about Donna and Sam?
I don't know. She lived alone for a long time.
Yeah. I don't know. I could see them like being married, but they kind of still like, he obviously has whatever life he has back in America. Right? And like he's got kids, so like I could see them like being together, but they're not going to live together 100% of the time. Like,
yeah, I could see that, except he's a douchey mansplaining douche.
Yeah.
So he might try and take over everything.
Yeah, that's true. And I don't know if he could get his shit together to just like like live mostly on the island. I can't remember how his kids must be like younger than Sophie,
he says
right?
he's got old. Yeah, he said he has grown-up kids, but he'd have to have kids that are younger than Sophie. So
so maybe they're like 19 and 17 or whatever. So like so it's not so much I guess an issue of like custody in terms of like he has to go back, but like it's not like if he wants to have a serious relationship with his kids, like they're not going to be hopping over to Greece all the time. Although, especially from the States, if they were in the UK, it wouldn't be so bad. So so I could see them like living together 50% of the time. And if they can make that work, and if he can have that, if he can have that acceptable and let her have her own life, then
I think then they would be okay. Yeah.
And then Lindsay, what's next for us?
We've talked about it a bunch of times, I know. But now we're gonna find out what's next for them, because we're gonna do Mamma Mia 2, and I've only seen it once, so
I've definitely seen it more than once, and I'm very excited because I haven't seen it for a long time. And also on our Patreon exclusive podcast, what have we got this month?
This is when our theme falls apart because there's only 2 Mamma Mias. Sadly, we will be doing Pitch Perfect, which is another jukebox musical and a musical that I love and has plot doesn't matter.
It has a romance.
It has a romance. I'm saying the plot also doesn't matter.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, the plot doesn't matter. It's just about the songs.
You could say the songs are awesome.
Indeed.
So prepare for a lot of that on our Patreon.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. That brings us to the end of our episode. You can rate and review us wherever you get your podcasts, and you can find us on social media. We're at Charts and Hearts Podcast on Instagram and Facebook, and at Charts and Hearts on Twitter.
Or you can head to our website, chartsandhearts.com, where you can submit your suggestions for rom-coms and tropes for us to add to the list. And you can check out our Patreon at patreon.com/chartsandheartsclub, where we'll be talking about Pitch Perfect, and we also have a super fun playlist for people that will be filled with a lot of Mamma Mia songs, but none of them featuring Pierce Brosnan. This I promise you.
Yeah, I will just put SOS on my secret Driving by Myself podcast.
Yes. Nowhere near my playlist, please.
Let us know your thoughts on this movie, and in the meantime, ...